To install a microprocessor in Heatsink, open the microprocessor socket release levers and retainer. Identify which release lever is labeled as the first release lever to open, and open it. Open the second release lever on the microprocessor socket. Open the microprocessor retainer. Install the microprocessor on the microprocessor socket. Release the sides of the cover and remove the cover from the installation tool. The microprocessor is pre-installed on the installation tool. Please note, do not touch the microprocessor contacts. Contaminants on the microprocessor contacts, such as oil from your skin, can cause connection failures between the contacts and the socket. Align the installation tool with the microprocessor socket. The installation tool rests flush on the socket only if properly aligned. Twist the handle on the microprocessor tool counterclockwise to insert the microprocessor into the socket. The microprocessor is keyed to ensure that the microprocessor is installed correctly. The microprocessor rests flush on the socket only if properly installed. Close the microprocessor socket release retainer and levers. Close the microprocessor retainer on the microprocessor socket. Identify which release lever is labeled as the first release lever to close and close it. Close the second release lever on the microprocessor socket. If a socket cover is installed over the microprocessor retainer, it is released as you close the retainer. Remove the socket cover from the compute node and store it in a safe place. If you are reinstalling a heatsink that was removed from the compute node, make sure that the thermal material is still on the bottom of the heatsink and on top of the microprocessor. Position the heatsink over the microprocessor. The heatsink is keyed to assist with proper alignment. Align and place the heatsink on top of the microprocessor in the retention bracket, thermal material side down. Press firmly on the heatsink. Align the screws on the heatsink with the holes on the heatsink retention module. Press firmly on the captive screws and tighten them with a screwdriver, alternating among the screws until they are tight. If possible, each screw should be rotated 2 full rotations at a time. Repeat until the screws are tight. Do not over-tighten the screws by using excessive force.